Welcome back to the channel. We are thrilled to be with Patrick Walker this morning here in Gig Harbor, Washington, the owner of this brand new 33-foot Coldwater, powered with twin V10 Mercury 400 horsepower outboards. Spectacular build, buddy.
Thanks, Rob. Appreciate it.
You just got this in the water last couple weeks or so?
Finished it up in July,
yeah,
and brought it home from a charter season in Westport, and did a couple little new boat tweaks on it, and yeah, it's back in the water and heading up to Anacortes to do some salmon fishing in the San Juans in Canada this winter.
Yeah, what a badass saltwater fishing boat.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, unreal. Walk around, as you can see. Of course, you've got your fish cleaning station here. You probably clean your salmon in there.
Got salmon in there. It drains overboard. Wash down hose underneath there to spray that down.
Bounty Marine windows.
Yep, Bounty.
First time we've seen these windows in saltwater boats out here, but those turned out great.
Yeah, Bounty Marine Windows and Doors is a local manufacturer in Anacortes, and they did the window and door package for this boat.
Yeah, turned out great. And you can see the full walk around here. Once we jump on board, we'll show you the fishability of this 33-foot Coldwater, but just a great fishing deck. And if you look up top here, what do we see right there?
We have a Starlink on here.
A lot of the guys are running Starlink now.
You know, Starlink for me does a lot of things when I'm charter fishing. It allows me to download weather reports. It acts as a satellite phone for safety. It allows guests and customers, if they need to send an email or a text for work-related purposes while they're fishing, it allows them to do that. And most importantly, my wife and kids can FaceTime me when I'm 50 miles offshore and say hi. So yeah, kind of handy to have.
Flare camera, I see MORAD antennas.
Yep. Furuno satellite compass on the very top, MORAD VHF antennas, FLIR, M364 FLIR camera in the middle, and then a Furuno radar 4K dub dome sitting down low on the snout of the mast. And
you can see you've got a grab reel in here too, so if you do have to stand up here and get up on top, you got a place to hang on there. Yeah, head on up to the bow. Dead rise?
19 degrees.
Okay.
In the transom.
Yeah, we've been in some of these Coldwaters. They ride just incredible.
Pretty special boat. Pretty happy with it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Anchor well up here.
Anchor well up front. Just a Bruce hanging off the front. There's 400 feet of line in the anchor rope locker. Don't have a winch or a drum on it or anything. A little bit of anchoring we do in the Washington area. I just use a big buoy ball and a ring to pull it.
Yeah, for sure.
So
simple setup.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can see the amount of room. And again, we'll jump on here in a second, but a lot of room to slide around the cabin here.
About 2 feet on the walk around all the way around. Keep a cooler up in the bow for people to sit on, and more drinks and sandwiches, snacks.
Yeah. And then the entry on these Coldwaters, full beast mode.
Full beast mode. One of the cool things about them, one of the only aluminum boat manufacturers that does it, is the round bow cone. It's not two sheets that come to a stem. The stem is underneath there, but the round bow cone does a really nice job of shedding water. And I think it just has more of a classic boat look to it. It's not quite as sharp.
The Coldwater's a small builder. I mean, they build just a handful of boats a year up in Marysville?
You know, they started out building aluminum Bristol Bay boats. Then they went into the sport boat sector. And yeah, in their heyday, I think they were building 4 or 5 a year. Right now, it's just Bruce Nyblood and his son Brandon who are working there, and they're building a boat and a half a year.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, we're glad they built this one.
I know. I waited a long time to get this one.
How you like the twin V10s so far, Patrick?
I love the Mercury so far, Rob. We got about 250 hours on them this summer. They've been flawless so far. Really impressed with the fuel mileage. I can cruise 25, 26 knots at about 1.2 to 1.3 miles per gallon.
Yeah.
Boat will get up and go about 52, 53 knots wide open. Burning a lot of fuel there.
Yeah.
But yeah, really happy with them so far. Quiet, powerful, strong, and no issues.
Great economy.
Great economy. Right? The economy is better than what we were expecting when we put the boat together.
And crazy amount of torque with these V10s with that enlarged lower unit and those Revolution X props. Just get up and go.
The 17-inch prop is a game changer.
Yeah.
All the other 300, 350 horse outboards, other manufacturers are still spinning 16-inch propellers. And that 4-blade 17-inch prop is a game changer. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, we've ran them quite a bit. I'm excited to run this boat, this walk around with the twin 400s. But they're just remarkable. The torque is just completely insane.
There's no bow rise when the boat gets out of the hole. It just stays level and takes off.
Yeah, let's climb on board, man. Walk through here. tuna tank, right?
Bait tank / live well / fish storage. We use it for a little everything. When we're tuna fishing, this will be full of salt water, and we'll have our anchovies swimming around in here. When we are salmon fishing, we will catch our salmon. This will be full of water. We'll let them bleed out in here. When we're bottom fishing, this can be full of flounders, sand dabs, other various bait. And when we're rock fishing, this tank will be filled with rockfish, and they'll be bleeding out in here. So I use it for a little everything on this boat. And then
nice work surface too here.
Yeah, we have a cutting board that goes on the top of it for cleaning all the fish. That's a smooth surface. And then this is just the shallow side. What happens is when the tank is full, this floods, so I can separate my baits if I have to.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll have the flounders over here, and then this will be full of rockfish or lingcod.
You have to dig all the way to the bottom to get them too.
Dig all the way through.
Like
and then on the back side of it, if you want, we have storage in the back side of it, and slide outs for all your different stuff.
So nice.
And then you have Plano boxes that slide in right there.
Love it, man. Lots of room around here to work.
Yeah, lots of room.
And more fish storage underneath
This
here?
is the main fish box.
Yeah.
Insulated.
Oh, yeah.
If you lift it up here, right now it's just hose storage.
Yeah.
But this fish box goes from my foot here all the way to the back of the bait tank.
Oh, yeah, you can see it goes all the way underneath
Almost full width of the boat. It'll hold a full tote of ice.
Wow.
And we have stuffed 108 tuna in it and still had room on
And it's
slush
insulated.
ice. Yeah, and it's insulated.
Wow.
Spray foam insulated on the exterior of it under the hull.
Yeah. And then what do you got for the floor grip on here,
Floor
Patrick?
grip is an epoxy paint with a walnut shell in it. Bob up at Agate Pass Marine on Bainbridge Island did the bottom paint. And he asked me if I wanted to look at a deck paint product he had.
Yeah.
And I said, sure, why not? The boat's up there. So he put this together. It was really economical. Like I said, it's a hard epoxy paint with a walnut shell in it for the traction.
Oh, it feels good.
Yeah, so they sandblasted it, prepped it, taped off all the water lines, and got it done. So.
Yeah, battery boxes down here?
Yep, battery boxes down here.
Tilt that up.
We'll go this way.
There we go.
So down here, battery boxes, pumps, bait tank pump, bilge pump. You can see the blue fairing block for the 2K dub transducer hanging out. Start battery, house bank. House bank is 6 volts that are paralleled together.
Yep.
So we have a lot of amp hour time.
A lot more amp hours when you do that.
Yep, correct.
Yeah, and lots of room to work in there.
Lots of room to work. Lots of room to work. You can crawl down in here, you crawl around everything and get to all of it.
Yeah, we're always working on all of our electrical gear. So, okay, let's jump in here now. What do we got back here? We've got all of our systems here.
Yep.
On this bulkhead wall, transom wall.
So coming through here, have a C-Star Power Assist Autopilot Pump Combo Unit.
Okay.
So this is steering the Verados, and then this is the autopilot pump for the Furuno Autopilot. I've got some ACRs up high there. And some Raycors and some downrigger breakers, miscellaneous breakers for downriggers and steering
water,
pumps.
breakers. Nice nowadays, you can run the breakers for all your downrigger stuff, not replacing fuses and messing with all that stuff.
And then what's really nice about it is you can actually turn the breakers off if you're not using them, and it helps keep the plug corrosion down quite a bit on the Scotty plugs.
Did you wire all this yourself?
I did. So
fantastic.
I got this boat from Coldwater as a welded shell.
Yeah.
I did all of the wiring, all the plumbing, all the electronics, all the interior, the headliners, the mast, everything.
I've done more than a few boats, and man, that's a huge job.
I got the boat in May, and it was in the water in mid-July.
Yeah.
So
a lot of appreciation for that.
A lot of hours in the driveway.
Storage in there.
Yep.
Cooler box, whatever.
Can double as a fish box or drinks or whatever you want to do. It runs almost the full width of the transom. Drains overboard.
And a nice clean area here to fish around. You don't have a big workstation in here blocking everything off. Nice and clean.
You can move around. People can slide by each other all the way around.
Yeah. And these V10s, you can mount them on 26-inch centers. So you can put them a little bit closer together, so it left a little bit of room for your kicker motor.
Yeah,
we have going to have a kicker.
We have a 25-horse Merc Pro kicker that will be going on here. It's on the winter project list.
Yeah. Rocket launchers. Up top, LED deck lights.
Yep, LED deck lights. I believe there's 20 tubes on the rocket launcher.
Yeah.
Then behind that are the holders for the outriggers for the tuna fishing when we're doing that. Rear helm with main controls, some switching for the rear pumps that are back here, wash down, wash down, wash down, and fish box.
VHF, deck camera, right?
Yep, deck camera. So that's so that when we're running, I can flip that on one of the monitors up front, and I can see my deckhand back here cleaning fish. I can see customers that are sitting back here. I can keep an eye on things. It's just nice to not have to turn your head all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so you can just glance up.
Furuno gear?
Yeah, so in the back we're running Furuno TZ XL 13s. There's 2 of them back here. Furuno sounder module. There's a DFF3 UHD, which is a 2K dub sounder module. There's a DFF 3D, which is a bottom mapping and like down scan or side scan sonar, we would call it. And then a Furuno Nav Pilot 300 autopilot.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
A cooler for seating, more storage.
Just more storage down there.
Yeah. Yeah, nice, man.
Yeah.
Slide around the side here and walk up front. Oh, real quick before we go, what's the deal with the hose on the deck?
This is the Blood Be Gone hose. This is more of a commercial type of washdown hose. So we have this hose on this boat for when we're tuna fishing.
And if you've ever fished albacore tuna or any tuna for that matter, the amount of blood is just crazy.
It's a bloody mess. And so you can mess with a washdown hose, or you can use a real deck hose. Yeah. So we have one of those plumbed up.
I like that. Right on, man. Yeah, and you guys kill your share of tuna.
Yes, we do.
That's for sure. Yeah, let's head on up. Lots of room up the side of the house here.
Yep.
Got grab handles in here.
Grab handles, lots of storage down low by your knees.
Yeah, see
you
that.
can store gaffs and scrub brushes and all sorts of stuff in there.
Yep. Slide up front here. I like the brow on here too.
Yeah, the brow's nice because you can kind of poke your head under it and stay dry if you're fishing up here. Just a cooler to sit on. Some of these Coldwaters will have a little bench seat in the front with storage. I opted to just go with a cooler.
Yeah.
More storage for drinks and sandwiches.
Yeah, LED light up here.
LED lights all the way around.
There's that anchor well we're talking about.
And we built this with some structure. If I ever want to add a drum winch to it, I can, but it didn't happen right now. Wash down hose up in the bow.
I like that. Yep. And this too, to manage that hose.
Those hose coils are great. They're 150 bucks. They're cheap. You're not tripping over it. They're awesome. Love them. All right, Rob, let's go look at the inside.
One thing I noticed earlier, Patrick, was the width in here. How much width this cabin has. You're not knocking these with the person across from you.
No, I can sit down. You're a taller, bigger guy.
Yeah.
Not very big, but yeah, nice footrest to put your feet on. 4-inch thick profile cushions, padded backrest.
Yeah.
Storage underneath.
Lots of storage there.
Yep, storage underneath.
And then you're not sitting down low. You're up high enough to where you can see out the windows.
All the way around.
Yeah, when you're running. Yep. So, like that. And what'd you use for decking in here?
This is Aqua Traction decking. Company out of Anacortes came and templated the boat and did the inside for me. Yeah. It's really comfy on your feet.
It is.
And the insulation and sound deadening. Yeah. Some benefits of it too.
Yeah. I see you've got inverter in here. I see a
so
plug in there.
We have an inverter and shore power, so that can be either or. Usually that outlet runs a little space heater at night inside the boat just to keep it warm and dry the cabin out.
Yeah. Headliner, we got some recessed lighting in here. And then this is one thing I'm interested in right now too. Are these Shockwaves? Yeah,
so these are Shockwave S5 pedestals with Shockwave commander seats. Helm seat has a slider on it. The co-pilot seat does not. Really happy with the seats so far.
I've ridden in these up in Alaska, and man, they really absorb a lot of the shock.
And they're adjustable. You can change the amount of air that's in the shock depending on what you weigh, and you kind of tune it, especially the captain's seat when you're sitting in it all day.
Yeah.
You can tune it to where you want it, so it's comfortable.
Yeah, and the amount of headroom in here too. I'm not hitting my head.
No.
I'm used to hitting my head in every boat. This is something new for me right here.
Yeah.
What's going on here, man? It's like a sports bar in here.
Well, it's kind of like a sports bar. I run a program called Time Zero. It's a PC-based charting program. Integrates with all of the Furuno sounders. Allows me to do some bottom mapping and bottom drawing that you can't do with regular equipment. Also holds a gazillion waypoints, tracks, and marks. There's no limit on those because you have a hard drive and a computer down below.
Yeah, so fantastic.
Yeah.
Great visibility. So you got your Merc gauges
Yep,
here.
this is a Vessel View 5.
Yep.
This is a Simrad IS35, just for some extra engine data and miles per gallon and all that fun stuff. Fusion radio.
Fusion. Looks like an autopilot over there.
Yep, this is the Furuno autopilot controller. Bilge pump switches, trim tabs, AIS silent switch, and then a windshield wiper controller. And then this is my diesel heater controller.
And then I see all your switch panels down below here.
Yeah, so this is a combination DC and AC panel. So all this is the DC side. This is my shore power side. So if we were plugged in right now, this gauge would be illuminated. And you'd see our AC voltage. And then this is a house bank battery management panel. So this turns my house off and on. 24-hour circuits for the bilge pumps. And then a stereo memory wire, so we don't lose our presets.
Yeah, coffee holder. And then that furnace we're talking about, it's mounted down here. I'm going to have you slide down in there.
Yeah, I'll slide down there.
There's only room for one of us.
What's going on down here.
Yeah.
Have some downrigger storage on the wall, but then the heater. Boat heaters are great. You need a diesel heater on your boat. There's really expensive ones, and then there's Chinese Amazon ones. We've been using the Vavors from Amazon. They've been great. Put them on customers' boats and on my boat. Been really happy with them. Burn a gallon a day on full and keep you warm and dry and your windows defogged.
And the price on those things?
$120.
Yeah.
You can't beat it. You can buy 3 of them and still not be close to a Webasto.
Yeah, and here in the Northwest, we need our diesel furnaces running 24/7, you know. So,
yes, we do.
Yeah. Yeah, right on. More rigging in there, and great access to everything in there, too.
Yeah, great access. The Starlink router is down here. The computer for the monitors is down here. The inverter that's running it as well. Starlink right there. This is the PC that's running Time Zero, and then this is the inverter. It's a Victron that is running the monitors and the computer and the Starlink. And that's pinned at 6,200 RPM.
6,200. Look at that. 51 miles an hour. That makes a fuel tank.
400.
400 gallons. Range, 400 miles?
350.
350? Yeah. Okay. And you guys will be 50, 60, 70 miles offshore at times, tuna fishing.
Yeah, I've been 110 out from Westport in this boat this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
And cruise speed?
Cruise speed, like right now we're going 38 knots.
Yeah.
5,300 RPM, getting about 0.8 miles per gallon. I can back it off and trim it back down a little bit and cruise at about 24, 25 knots.
Yeah.
Get 1.3 to 1.2 to 1.3 miles per gallon.
25 knots, 30 miles an hour.
Yep.
Right here, we're still at 39 miles an hour. 1 mile a gallon right here. Great economy, man. And endless torque.
Endless torque.
Again, big heavy load. You're talking about packing over 100 tuna.
Yeah.
And that fish hold. 6 guests on the boat.
Yep, plus a deckhand and me. 8 people.
A lot of weight.
700 pounds of ice.
Yeah.
Bait tank full with 60 gallons of water.
Serious load.
Serious load.
Yeah. One thing we like to do with these Mercuries is run through a series of tests, one of them being a 0 to 30 test. We've got Vessel View Mobile pulled up here. It'll run us through a countdown, Patrick.
Yep.
You're going to drop the hammer. So you ready?
Ready.
All right, here we go. Get that right there. Here we go. The amount of torque out of those V10s. Right there. 7.7 seconds. We're good. Yeah. Is that crazy?
Yeah.
Look at that. 33 foot, 10.5 foot wide, Coldwater.
18,000 pound boat.
18,000 pounds.
Yeah.
And we talk about torque and we talk about all this stuff, but you can't really demonstrate it until you get something like this up here. And this is just a fun way to demonstrate that torque. Those Revolution X props, that enlarged lower unit,
Yeah.
just absolute hammer time.
Yeah,
man.
no, it goes. And then what's really cool about it is how it carries the load in the ocean when I'm heavy. There's no falling off and on plane. The boat just carries the load, and it has to do with those bigger props that are back there.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So Patrick, you've got a 3D transducer tied into this Furuno gear.
Right.
You can see we're redrawing the bottom right here.
Yeah,
right?
so we're drawing the actual contour that's down there, Rob.
Yeah.
It's a 3D transducer, 120-degree beam width that it's shooting, and we're redrawing the contour. I can change the density that I draw it at. I can change how it records it and how it saves it, but you're getting a true shot of what the bottom actually is now.
You can see there's little dips in here, and you're not getting that over here.
Nope.
On the chart, the original chart, but right here you can see all these little dips in here.
And we leave this on everywhere we go. So everywhere we're fishing, the speed filter is set to 10 knots. So when I slow down to less than 10 knots, it automatically in the background starts drawing. And then I can turn those layers off and on the charts. A lot of our bottom fishing areas, I'll have a chart that is specifically drawn by me to see where the highs and the low spots and the pinnacles and the rocks are.
And it's all those pinnacles that aren't charted. That's what you're looking for.
we're finding needle and haystacks.
Yeah.
Not the stuff that's on all the navionics charts.
And if it's on the
stuff.
chart, everybody's going to hit it. You want to find the other stuff that's not on there. And this is critical right here.
Yep.
Finding all the little hidey holes out there. One thing about running saltwater charters, Patrick, is fuel economy is of utmost consideration.
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
So we're looking at 27 miles an hour here, 1.1, 1.2 nautical miles per gallon.
Yep.
Which is the benchmark for a boat of this size.
It's a benchmark for a boat of this size. Even when we're loaded heavy, full of people, that number very rarely drops below 1. I can pretty much bank on a mile per gallon with these motors in this boat. And when we're heavy with 6 guys, me and my deckhand and ice and everything on here, we weigh upwards of 22,000 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fantastic economy. And
It
you
is.
can burn regular.
And they burn 87 octane all day long.
Yeah.
No additives, no high octane fuel, no nothing.
You got to be liking that.
Loving that.
Yeah. And then, of course, we always like to get the top speed on these boats. So let's just go ahead and run her up, buddy. See what this 33 Coldwater can do with those twin 400 Mercury V10s, man.
Yeah, we can hit 50-51 with the 19-pitch propellers on it. I do have a set of 21-pitch props, and it'll push it up close to 60.
We got 50 miles an hour right here. And you're never going to do that, but it's nice to have that speed.
We've had one day on the ocean we could do it this summer.
Yeah, remarkable, man. 31, 32 miles an hour. We love the corner of these boats too. Lay her over hard, buddy. Oh yeah. And those Revolution X props, they dig right in, you know. Wow. Yeah. 18,000 pound sports car.
Yeah, it is. On rails with one finger steering.
The centerpiece of this whole operation is the twin 400 Mercs, man.
Yep.
Yeah, we're in the cabin here. All we can hear is water on the bow.
Just hearing water on the bow.
You know,
There's no spray foam in it, so you hear it.
We can't hear the outboards at all.
Nope.
Driving a car. Yeah. Great job putting this boat together, Patrick.
Thank you, Rob.
Thanks for taking the time, Patrick.
Not a problem.
Love the
It was a
boat,
pleasure.
man. So you'll be running charters off the coast with this summer?
Yep, we'll be down in Westport running a few trips starting in April. April's bottom fish season, May's bottom fish, June bottom fish, salmon opens, and then tuna fishing from mid-July through October.
Yeah, kind of the albacore capital of the world.
It is.
Really,
it is.
Westport now.
Yep, a lot of charter boats running out of there, and keeps us busy.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in this week. Drop your comments and questions down below. As always, we'll catch you next time here on Live the Boat.